Shield presents the United Fans Podcast. If you didn't know, now you know. Boom plus!
Come on, go with it, Timber. Go with it, Timber. It's the sound of angels singing. Okay, anyway. Hi, guys. What's up? Arthur Bonacala here with the favorite, the one, the only, the boy that doesn't boy matter. Is that? No, okay.
No,
but the boy that matters.
Nonetheless, I am the boy that matter, the man that grew from boy to man. Your grandmother's favorite brother.
I love that.
Master Sugar Day.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, my brother.
Man, it's World Cup month. We've waited for 4 years, brother. And I think it's finally here.
You know how it arrived? Nicely packaged,
yes.
Nicely polished.
Yes.
Unitedfanspodcast presented to you by Shield.
Yes.
We had to do it again. We had to run it back.
Yes.
And we brought it. It's a special episode for a special tournament.
Yo, it's a special episode for a special tournament. I wonder what other adjectives I can add there. Like,
He said he's been reading. The last time I saw him, he was a lot
Yes.
darker. Have you
Yes.
been bleaching yourself?
oh my man, I've been bleaching myself with myself, dude. I love myself. You know, I'm not in a
don't even know what that
relationship.
means.
I'm not heartbroken anymore.
Nice.
Hey man, hey, whoopee long
But
and the
how-
heart.
but
Hey,
how-
hey, dude, I'm gonna see flames. They've hurted me so many times. They've hurted me.
Don't worry, my friend. I've got you made that.
Anyway.
I've got the healing power
Yes.
to bring you back
Yes.
to yourself.
Football.
To bring you back.
Like football.
Football.
Yes.
They don't call it the
For
beautiful
nothing.
sport for nothing.
Yeah,
and
man.
we should tell you, like anything in sport, there's structure, there's a system, there's a way to move.
Yes,
I like
strategy,
to call
objective.
I like to call it flowetry. Now, first
Oh,
point
I
of
see what
call,
you did
how we
there.
gonna flow? I told you I'm in the zone. I should say last time I saw you, I did get a show called May Chomis,
Oh, okay.
South African version of Friends.
Okay. And how did that go? Did
That,
you like get extra
no, I
million
made-
followers
No,
on that?
I made like 2 episodes.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Do you want to know why? Because we need you right here, man.
Oh,
we need you right here. No, it's getting weird now, dude.
Yeah, it's getting weird. I
Don't-
touched him too many times. Nonetheless, we're gonna start it
You
off in
touched
the
me too
first
many
half.
times. Don't say that online.
Don't touch me on my studio, Arthur.
Touch me on my studio.
away his arm from
Touch me on my studio.
Nonetheless, we're gonna start it off nicely in the first half and
Yeah.
get stuck into the nitty gritties. It
Yes.
is the biggest Rockstar flagship tournament of the year, of
Yes.
any year, really, and we're super excited to dissect it, break it up,
Mm-hmm.
build it, and give it to you just the way you like.
But we've got to cook it right. I'm not Aital Rasta, man. Who's gonna
Rasta.
eat some raw food, you know.
beans for you,
Gotta
you know.
add some spice, put some
Coconut
oil,
oil,
some
you know.
salt, some fire in there. You know, so we're ready to rock and roll. I hear we've got special guests today, dude.
We do, my brother. Let me cook this recipe. You know, in order for you to run a restaurant,
Yes.
you need many chefs.
Oh.
Top class chefs. We're here to cook.
Can
for
I
you.
quote you on that by
please.
Temper and Boy?
Oh, please,
Hey?
quote me, but you're gonna pay me. Nonetheless, I should tell you, the first guest we're gonna bring in.
Yes.
she's an Avenger all the way from Msotra,
Okay.
deep from the belly of the beast of Soweto.
Okay.
she is the grr in grade.
I hear she's a Gunners fan. Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately.
Yo, okay, but let's not
That's
get
the
into
only-
that right
yeah,
now.
that's
Let's
the
not
only
get
one.
into that.
Lerato Pagho. That's what we're talking about.
Woo! Trust me, she's fire. She is fire. She is
Bald head
fire.
and all, bald head and all. It's not the only person we bring
Okay.
with you. We had to bring another Avenger.
Someone to
into
the tribal
mix.
council?
Look here, my
Are
son.
you sure,
On
Timber?
1 foot or not? By
One
day.
for okay, I see what you
Yeah,
did
you
there.
see what,
See
you,
how
you
you
see
did
what I
there.
mean? By day,
Yes.
she's a lawyer.
Tintin.
By night, she saves the world. Andee
Tintin.
Mahamba.
Oh.
There's 4 of us.
Guys, the sound effects, I think big ups to the sound effects for that, like on top of
But
those
you know,
like
we
lyrics
hired
and stuff.
the
Yes,
sound
the
guy to do
dude.
that.
Yes, the dude. Hey,
Shout out to your side
big up,
that
brother.
look like they're from
Big
the
up,
80s,
brother.
bro.
Big up, brother. Big up.
Nonetheless, let the show begin.
Yes, is it first off? Is it first off?
Let's do it.
Let the best man or woman or them win.
Fantastic Four.
The hands, the
Yeah, let go my
hands.
hand. I don't know what we're doing, but definitely they know what they're doing. We talked about them. They're here.
Yes, welcome to your perfect wedding.
That was definitely
This
great.
is
You know
your
how they
perfect
go?
wedding.
This was our perfect wedding.
This
stage.
is going to be our perfect podcast.
Good.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Welcome, ladies.
Hey.
I am Judge Kutankura, and this is General Manager and Commander of the Battalion of the UFC podcast. Meneer?
The accent?
Yeah.
can just-
No. Listen, we always put on these caps when we've got women around us. It is the only way we can appropriate this conversation.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, mad, daddy.
Nice to
see
see
you,
you.
Timber.
I heard a little spy told me that you had a little unfortunate incident, injury trying to save a cat.
Yeah. There was a cat up in the tree, and being the good person that I am, I had to step in and help the cat, and unfortunately
How's that working out?
injured myself in the process. Well, I'm a health hazard, hence the reflector jacket. I have to be visible at all times. And,
Makes
you know,
sense,
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
Good. Guys, Qatar 2022, man.
I'm
Let's speak
excited.
about
I'm excited
that.
about this one.
Yeah.
For me, I'll start it off with giving you a nice little interesting stat. 3 million tickets available for the Qatarian World Cup.
Wow.
1.2 million are set aside for visitors that are going to be frequenting those shores. Now, none of those tickets are here. Unfortunately.
No, let's
Jay,
have
we're
faith,
looking at
guys. Let's have faith, guys. We're there in
Yeah.
spirit.
No,
We're there in
Hey,
spirit.
man, it's starting.
World Cup is still time.
So there's still time to watch a couple of games. Opening round, I believe in the higher powers. In the powers that may be.
At the stadium, no?
Wink, wink,
Yeah.
10, 10.
Nudge, nudge. Speaking about the stadiums, we've got the Lucial Stadium, 80,000 capacity, where the final is going to be held.
Yes.
I think the opening game is at the Lucial as well.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing the fact that when they won the World Cup bid, that particular place was non-existent. It was just dry sand. And how they've been able to conjure up this world-class stadium in a matter of a couple of years, but also just get high-tech equipment and everything best suited for the occasion. I think on that front, I think they've just excelled in terms of technology, in terms of world-class stadiums, but also just ensuring that people are going to be safe, they're going to be healthy.
Yeah.
Because of the heat, there is something to contest with.
Apparently, I read somewhere that Qatar is one of the safest places in the world.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder why. I wonder
Well,
why.
look, they've got very stringent laws, and while we're still on stadiums, I think the nice thing that I observed about Qatar, I think we should have done that as South Africa, by the way, is they've got
It's a little bit
the
too
very
late, but
first,
okay.
completely mobile stadium,
Yes.
collapsible.
Yes.
You can completely collapse it, move it to a different place altogether.
Yes.
But it saved us a lot of money because now we've got a whole lot of white elephant stadiums that we can't use
That's
anymore
awesome.
after 2010.
Basically, you're
So,
telling me the
yeah.
powers that be were horsing around.
I mean, yeah.
Now we left it elephants.
And on that note, I think there's about 3 or 4 stadiums that after the World Cup's done, I think 20,000 seats per stadium are actually going to be taken to developing countries, which is also just
Oh, that's
something
dope.
that
But the
FIFA's
thing
doing
is
that's pretty
also,
awesome.
I think we need to look at it from a different direction because in Qatar, I don't think they're as football crazy as
No, they're
in
not.
South Africa. They don't have the best leagues. I think they're still trying to work something out. We had Xavi Hernandez coaching there for a while before Barcelona.
Before
so
Barca
really,
came looking
that
for
just tells you about where they are in terms of football. But us, we are one of the best on the continent,
Yep.
and I think top 10 in the world. Yes,
No, look,
we're not
I
going to
don't
the
know
World Cup.
about that.
Us, please.
We
Us,
like to tell
I know.
ourselves that,
Wait.
but realistically,
I still like to work,
Wait.
so I've got nothing to say about. So
But-
you keep talking.
But they are a football crazy nation, the Qataris. Not as big as African football
Yeah,
fans,
Yeah.
but,
but
but
what
I
I'm
still
saying
think
is, I don't think they're where we are.
In terms of the
They don't have a rich
our
history.
yeah.
We have
Yeah.
96. We've got so many things that have happened. Just even tournaments, hosting
Yes,
tournaments,
yes.
doing such things. The African Cup of Nations, whether it be under
You know what we
20.
don't have?
Yes.
Is a seat in Qatar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
but
Wow, what
we
a
didn't have
temper.
we didn't have a seat in Brazil as well. So
We don't have a seat in Russia.
exactly. So
the good thing here is
Victor
that
Gomes is
they're not
there,
gonna
guys,
make us
eh?
look bad. If they get knocked out immediately, then they'll equal the record that Bafana set.
The
they
Bafana
have to.
said that-
No, they have to. We're all hoping it's
guys, like please just deport them back to another nation.
I
All
want
three
to
of them.
work at the Qatari World Cup, so I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Speaking about that, for me, it's the opening game. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Qatar versus Ecuador. You're gonna be watching it. I know, I'm not. I'm sorry.
No, I'm definitely
I'm
gonna
sorry.
watch it, guys.
I'm not watching
I'm
Qatar.
definitely
I
gonna
think
watch
I
it.
will because
Yeah.
first and foremost, I want to see the energy levels. I want
Yes.
to see
Okay.
their transition.
I want to
Because,
see the opening ceremony.
to
Yes,
have
I was gonna
players
say.
that are expected to just switch on. Usually they do go into camp for a while. They'll
Yeah.
stop their normal season, take a bit of a breather, then attend to camp. But now they literally from playing in the regular season to the first flight
Never
out
happened
to
before.
Qatar. So already for me, that tells me that it's either they're gonna just hit the ground running, or some of them are really going to struggle because of climate as well. So I think the best team that can acclimatize in time, get used to the surrounding, I think they'll be the best performers. A team that's going to struggle with their surroundings and everything else, they'll have a tough time.
Just so it's about to be halftime now. Is it already halftime? It is halftime, right?
Halftime, my brother. And you know what
First
that
answer.
means? We're not going to the locker room. We've got the lovely guests with us that are going to unpack some of the controversies around the Qatar World Cup.
It's locker room stuff, as Temba said it. Booyah, we'll be back in a short while. You are live on the UFP. I said UFC.
Yeah, I know. We're not getting the bag
Jeez,
now.
okay, cool.
Unitedfanspodcast. Get it right, Tata, innit?
Alright, so yeah, what he said.
Whether it's on the sports field, the social scene, or staying active with the fam, we all need confidence to move our way. And the best confidence booster, knowing that when you break a sweat, your deodorant won't let you down. Shield's 72-hour non-stop sweat protection with motion-activated technology is the only deodorant that reacts directly to movement, so you stay fresher longer. So however you move with confidence. Shield, it won't let you down.
That is the driest lip balm of all time.
Oh, dude, but it's proper. Like,
I
it
will.
keeps
You
your
want my
lips
glossy lips?
moisturized.
Like,
No, but it's
really
like
good.
dry.
So
But
do
you can
want a
drink
bit?
it. Oh no, it's not.
Like,
that.
just
No.
I know.
No, we ain't doing that. No.
I feel like this should be a link. This should be us.
okay.
Is it already rolling?
Not yet,
Wow. Oh, we're back, guys. Okay. Welcome back. We're in the locker room.
Yes,
Clearly,
yes.
we got a glimpse of what happens in the heated room.
Look,
Woo,
it's
here we
D
go, man.
for drama.
Oh my
D
goodness.
for
For
dynamic.
delicious. Okay.
D for
Okay.
delicious.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna go with delicious.
Yeah, I also do it delicious.
Dramatic.
And
You guys-
double delight.
You guys want to stay
Double.
here? Yeah, y'all want to stay here? Then thank you very much. This is the locker room, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the gent to my left, the ladies to my right.
Yes.
In the center of the topic of the conversation, controversy around the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. What is interesting, people have forgotten. This thing was decided 12 years ago.
Yeah, Sepp Blatter.
Sepp-
Corruption.
remember him?
Sepp Blatter.
Bloody Sepp.
Do you know that Qatar is sponsoring and supporting guns to the Russia-Ukraine war? Do you know that? Do you know that? That's how deep it is,
I don't
guys.
think you can say that.
No, we
Please
can't say
edit-
that.
please edit
No,
that
no,
out.
we can say that. We can say that,
you-
guys.
do
We
you-
are free. A mandala. A mandala. A mandala. We are free. Let us go, guys.
No, I just want to say he's on his own.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Nah,
I would
maybe
just
someone
love-
Yeah,
is
look,
thinking,
they-
thinking,
no,
No,
I
they
don't
don't
listen
listen to them,
I'm
guys.
running my
FIFA.
life boat and I'm my
No,
jacket
because
is
that's what
popping
they're
out.
I'm on it.
doing. That's what they're doing.
I am not doing that. Anyway, steering us back onto course. Let me digress actually. In fact, you mentioned Amandala and Power. Does anybody watch Wakanda?
No,
Yeah,
not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, but I hear
You're
great
not miss-
reviews
no.
and they're making a lot of money.
No.
Is it?
You're not missing out. It's a.
I know there's I'm a piano
It's a
song.
Why are
movie.
you
No
spoiling it?
spoilers.
Yeah,
It's
you're
a
spoiling
movie
it for
about
us.
fish.
Oh my
Finding
goodness.
Goldie. You see it on me. Watch it for yourself. Back on track as we dive deep into this. Man, I'm on flowing today. You see what I just did there? Check this out. The
Feeling himself here.
Okay, Aquaman.
So can you tell us a story about Aquaman?
No.
Okay, cool.
I can
where
tell
does the
you
name
a
come
story
from?
about Qatar and not about guns. So I'm gonna shoot
But-
off the top of
Yeah,
my
yeah,
head.
somewhere.
Shoot
Okay,
off the top of my head.
These people.
Talk about the controversies, guys. There's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
human rights allegations,
Yep.
plenty coming out there.
Yep.
I mean, I saw one headline saying that the migrant workers working within the structure of the FIFA World Cup,
Conditions, yeah.
it's hectic conditions.
And then-
People are being underpaid.
Yes.
People are not really being taken care of.
Some are
They're even dying.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's-
dying.
You know, it's that hectic. But on the contrary, I think when you set up for such a big stage and you are not a country that has a rich football history, I think some of these things are going to happen because we shouldn't forget that Qataris are very conservative people.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's first and foremost, and they will never compromise their standards, their beliefs for anything, irrespective of how big it is. Because this is a world showpiece that it has major backing, has major sponsors
Major
that are going to be implicated in some sort of way. Because if you look at Budweiser, and you look at the relationship,
yeah.
long-standing relationship that they have with FIFA,
FIFA.
but Qatar saying no alcohol at certain venues, no alcohol at the stadium,
Yes,
and you're
no
thinking
alcohol.
football goes well with beer. So how are they going to enjoy and get the best experience?
I hear all this talk around human rights violations and all of that, but And let's take it to a different place. First of all, I don't think it's the first country that, has issues with human rights that's hosted a FIFA World Cup. And also, FIFA's not exactly the epitome of great
cleanliness.
standards and
Thank you.
cleanliness
Holiness.
and,
Come on.
great principles and all of that. So I do find it somewhat dodgy and hypocritical that you're going, oh my gosh, you guys are not great people. FIFA.
You better look in the mirror.
They play a massive role
I
in
don't know.
masking, the realities that we come into contact with in the world. I think football has always played that role where it can protect you from all the bad stuff that's happening. Like it's switching off, switching off your mind from the realities. But guys, I must just say the Russia-Ukraine war before you guys maybe go crazy. The Russia-Ukraine war is hectic, guys. It's hectic, and we've got to consider how Qatar plays a role in that as well. So it's very important. Plus, you think about nations like England, right? Gareth Southgate names his FIFA World Cup squad, and he's asked he's asked questions. Oh, Man United fan, I wonder what he's got to say about that. But he's asked questions about whether or not the players will demonstrate their own freedom, especially when they come from a liberal community that has an LBTQI, whatever.
And you know what? You are no better. You must be getting this right after, because now you're here.
Oh, really?
And you're missing your words. And you're just talking about human rights. You better get it right.
Yeah, before I get into trouble.
Exactly. They're never going to forgive you for this.
But then the Qataris are saying we welcome everyone into our nation, just respect our rules.
Exactly.
But for me,
Respect our rights.
I find
I don't think it's
there's a big but. There's welcome to my house, but don't eat my food. Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
By the way, it's still my house.
Yes.
Which is strange because in 2010, we bent the rules literally for the FIFA World Cup. I remember certain things that were not the norm in South Africa became the norm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because FIFA was in town. Why is it different when we go to the first ever Arab nation to host this?
Well, first of all,
Arab,
Jesus.
operative word,
South
Arab.
Africans are people pleasers.
Arab.
So if you're going to let people
Facts.
dictate to you how you should behave,
Yeah.
then that's the standard you've set. I think Qatar's been very clear. Listen, you gave us the bid, and you guys are just gonna have to play by the rules. At that time, if they didn't want to, 12 years is a very long time.
It's a
They
very
could
long
have
time.
said,
Did they
"Listen,
not buy this
Qatar,
World
we don't
Cup?
wanna do it."
I'm sparking
well,
controversy
money
as well.
as well.
Did they not buy this
Let's
World
be
Cup?
honest.
There was a
We
US
needed
Department
a
of
big
Justice
boost.
report on that.
We honestly needed a big boost in terms of finances, and you were talking about that Qatar being one of the very rich countries. So
Yes.
I don't think they'll look at it in a finance perspective to say we need to open our doors, we need to bend the rules, we need to be welcoming, and we need to do this. We've got our own king.
Yeah.
We don't need your money.
You know,
And
so
since
we
you are
need it.
so into Russia, let's look back into the previous World Cup as well. Qatar's not the only, call it, controversial country to
Russia
have hosted.
2018.
Both of them, I think, Sepp Blatter in the center of both. We know, that there were certain monies paid allegedly. So for me, I really don't see what the big hoo-ha is.
The timing.
Like I said, it's just, we've known about it. Now all of a sudden everyone wants to step out and say, oh yeah, guys, it shouldn't have happened.
But the thing
Take
is,
it back to the
Sepp Blatter as well.
statements of Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
I think he was on point when he said people had an opportunity. The media, players, everybody had an opportunity to put a stop to this. They didn't.
But they didn't.
Right now, at the final moment, they're going, oh, we wonder if the players are going to protest. We wonder if people are going to have statements on their shirts. What are the managers
People
doing?
got paid.
Don't put it on there, though.
That's the problem. I feel like
Very
people got
interesting.
paid and to forget and to have little memory loss. As my memory is telling me
Yes.
there's a second half coming.
Oh, just got
Loading.
started.
Man.
Boom, boom,
Loading.
boom.
That's deep for delicious. That's the locker room. We out of here.
Yo, we're
All
back.
right, we talk
Second half,
talk
man.
about juju.
Yo, juju and stuff. I mean, it's synonymous to football. You know that, right?
I don't know nothing. I know about Mojo Jojo though.
No, if it was, we would have won multiple World Cups.
You
That's
reckon? I mean,
I'm telling you.
how
if-
many?
Listen.
How many times did we get close to winning the World Cup?
No.
Never.
Never.
But you
That's
remember
what I'm
they
saying.
apparently didn't pay the witch doctor.
But
That's
that's
why
the
they had
thing.
bad
But the
luck.
fact that it was already initiated, for the fact that the process was already starting, I think we should have at least been in a final.
Do you
Should have
pay?
been
Do,
somewhere.
do you pay the witch doctor in
Yeah.
blood or money?
Why are you being so controversial
Do
today?
you pay the witch doctor in blood or
Hey, yo.
money? Hey,
Hey,
do
yo.
you pay them in blood or money?
We need to get rid. We need to get a sub for this man. Today he's there.
Wow.
And if you're wondering, we're talking about juju and talk about black magic.
Yes.
We must be talking about the African continent.
Duh.
Which makes me think that we're talking about the 5 representatives from the continent of Africa, the motherland as they call it. Guys, can we once and for all get a winner coming from the place that's give everything, but
Yes.
Not
has
while-
nothing really now.
Yes.
Not while we still have just 5 teams representing us.
Oh, by the way, I should say,
I love that
that's
you
LP.
say that. I love
That's
that you say
Andy.
that.
I'm Temba.
Yeah.
Yo.
He's Arthur.
Yo.
This is the second half.
Yeah, he just said, I'm Andy. Say it again.
That's what Nancy. Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, no, not while we still have just 5
That's interesting.
countries representing us in a global showcase, because then everybody else has an advantage more than we do. They have the numbers, they have the backing, they have the finances.
We'll have a
to
chance at
back-
2026, Lerato. I think we'll
I
have
know.
more African teams represented.
Exactly.
So,
So maybe then, when now you're not caught in this pickle where you have to be the best African team in the group, and then you get even tougher selection in the knockout round of 16, quarterfinals. For us now, I think winning it is far-fetched. If we can
doesn't
get
make
to the
it-
semi-final, for me, I think if we get to the semi-final, then we can start dreaming and believing.
Of a
But up
final.
until
Okay.
we get over that
Pragmatic,
hurdle,
okay.
then it's not gonna happen.
Does it make a good case for having more African teams though? If the teams that we currently
Yes,
have
yes.
are not performing that well.
Yes,
I think we were
definitely.
gonna complain and say we don't have enough.
Yeah.
I think you have a,
What is
Have
it?
they been
Is
good?
it quality or quantity?
Yeah.
but you have a better advantage either way. I'd
you know
rather
what I
have
think?
more teams, because that means more representation. That means
More chance.
exactly more chances. Because now, if you're South Africa and you're Nigeria, you're watching the big boys. You want
Yes.
to bamba.
Yeah.
You want to see with the
Yes,
big boys in Qatar.
yes.
And you're there, oh, kitty, kitty, yeah. Ha, you know, the big boys are there, and you're telling yourself you're the big boy and you're going to be watching from home. You know, you
Speaking
didn't
about the
release a
big
World Cup
boys,
jersey.
yes, I mean, speaking about the big boys, right? I mean, the current, so the 5 African nations that are represented is actually Northwest Africa. And speaking
True,
about
that's a
how
good
many
point.
teams or nations might be represented in 2026, I still think Northwest Africa will be
Exactly.
the ones
We'll
that
have
go to the
more.
final.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 nations from the Maghreb Kingdom, hey, Maghreb, Tunisia, and
Inshallah.
Morocco.
Marwa.
Very happy about that. Hashif Akram from PSG is leading Morocco. Remember, Morocco was the host of they were host of the women's
Yeah, the
AFCON,
women's.
but then they
And
also
the
went very
recently,
close
the
in.
Champions League.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
correct. So I can't wait to see what Hashif Akram and the rest of the players within that team are going to be able to do against the likes of Cameroon, Vincent Abubakar, the Pele brothers, you know, in Ghana.
Ghana.
And when you think about Sadio Mane at Senegal, I do believe, guys, that Africa can go beyond the quarterfinals. Samuel Eto'o did say that he believes it's going to be Senegal
You know, he-
and Cameroon. I'm going to be hopeful
He's
for that.
supposed to
mentioned-
say that.
He mentioned Samuel Eto'o. I remember I saw a really dope clip of him online, and he was speaking of the hurt, the journey, the 1,000 steps they had to take to get to multiple tournaments but never won any. I remember a powerful line stuck in my head. He said, well, boys, I'm going to do it in French. Boys, I sit in this very same dressing room. I was the man, top goal scorer everywhere I go. I sat here with men, but they were never good people. That's why we never made it. And I was like, whoa.
The Français, that sounds very
was
English.
like,
Oh,
whoa.
it is magnifique. It is magnifique.
So also, we have
That's true.
so much politics within the African footballing scene.
Let's not get into
itself.
that.
So
Let's not get. I mean, you guys already gave me 2 yellow cards for my controversial comments, so I don't know if I'm going to go into African football. Vincent Abubakar, right? One of the poster boys of African football, because I think he's lived through many generations of African football stars, right? He holds Cameroon on his shoulders,
We saw
and I
that in
think,
the AFCON.
yeah,
what's up,
definitely.
scorer?
Yeah.
So they definitely are gunning for a top position, and I'm gonna say we have to go past the quarterfinals, and the top 2 teams that I see doing that is probably Senegal and Ghana.
So no, not
no,
I
no,
don't know
no,
about,
no,
I don't know about
Tunisia.
Ghana, eh?
Tunisia
Ghana
have
as well.
not
About
gone out the
Ghana.
group
they
stage
were not
since.
convincing.
They're the lowest
1990
ranked
something.
team in
Ghana-
the World Cup.
they struggled
Yes,
to
yes,
get
Ghana
to the
wasn't
World Cup, yo.
convincing, and you look at even the way that they won against Nigeria in the Jollof battle.
Yeah.
The Jollof battle is always a big one.
I wasn't convinced, and yes, Thomas Partey, because he likes to throw a bit of a party, and you know he's
just
an
has to throw
Arsenal
the
player.
Arsenal-
Of
Yes,
course,
the
I'm excited
Arsenal.
for
Oh
him.
my God,
But
man.
still, I don't think
You
they
know what's
have
coming.
enough quality. I don't think they've got enough star power. Yes, the Ayew brothers, amazing
But
people,
they've-
fantastic.
but
But I
they
don't
finished.
think.
Yeah, they done.
Exactly.
They done for me,
Exactly.
like-
So for me, it's like you don't. They're
80%
brand
of their players are European based, guys.
No,
and
but-
I think that level of football at a World Cup stage can do a lot.
Okay,
But let's look at their form going into the World
Exactly.
Cup. They really
it's
haven't
not
been
been good.
impressive.
And you
I'm
can't
not
just,
convinced.
oh, World Cup.
not
We turn on the form, we turn on the performance. It's a World Cup. Pressures are different.
All right.
You know what I mean? Especially,
So
it's like it's not like a race where you just pick up the baton and let's run. No. This is the World Cup. The whole world stage is watching you. For me, The Ghanaian Football Association failed them. There was no succession plan
Right.
post their IUs.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw them that they're waning force.
Post the Giants of this world.
Post
just
the-
remember
yeah,
they
some more Giants of
domestically-
this world. Remember that 2010 squad?
Exactly.
They had Boateng, they had Gian, they had
No.
strong, proper
And they were not
players.
flooding new talent
Don't-
into the squad.
And that's-
So that's the problem now. They
Reaping what
need
you
to
sow.
go through a rebuilding phase.
No one's
and
mentioned
I think
Tunisia,
they're not going to get anything.
Because
mentioned
name
Tunisia.
someone from Tunisia. No one knows them.
Well, I think
That's
but
the
they're not
reason,
top players.
Look, guys.
They've been impressive.
All right, so clearly I know where this conversation's going. Senegal. I know it's going towards Senegal. What are we gonna say?
Sadio Mane!
Yeah, maybe
They are
I'll be-
AFCON
Sadio
champions,
Mane.
guys. They
Yeah,
are
they're
AFCON
AFCON
champions. They're
champions.
booming
They've
with
got
energy.
Good momentum going into the World Cup, and probably our best chance if
And
you're
that's,
looking at
it's
Africa.
a squad
And-
stacked of stars, yo.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want them to save us from Bagana. I don't want to go through that again, right? We're gonna need
Don't
to
worry,
adopt another country.
It's gonna be
like-
Bagono. Don't worry.
They're
Don't
gonna
worry
be
about it.
gone.
We're gonna be gone. Well, we're gonna be gone, but not
Yeah.
yet.
Yes.
Because we still got one more half of football to play.
But we didn't say which is the team that will go the furthest.
I said Senegal.
put
in
Senegal
terms
Top
of
two,
African
top
So
two.
we have
Yeah.
Ghana.
Senegal and Ghana.
So no one
Senegal.
is mentioning Morocco, and for the fact that they have,
Nope.
they have the club. What is it? The club titles on the continent. Because you look at
Yeah.
the CAF
Most,
Champions
yes.
League, you look at the
Yes.
CAF
The most titles.
Confederation Cup, you look
Yes.
at even where they ended up in terms of women's football.
Yes.
So nobody's giving them a fair chance. But
Nope.
you look at just the way that they've been playing in their domestic league.
Arguably got some pretty world-class
do.
players, and
They do.
Hakimi, they've got Ziyech as well.
Yeah.
Ziyech.
I'm
Much
going,
talk
by the way,
about Ziyech.
to answer you. I'm going with Cameroon and Senegal.
Me too. I bet
Yeah.
more than
That's where I'm
anything, the Heat should work in their favor. first and
West
foremost.
Africa.
They are African after all.
Exactly. And if anything, African teams need
West
to get there and be
Africa.
physical.
Of
They
course.
don't need to
And
be
those are the most
playing
physical
double-
teams,
They
yeah.
must get there, assert themselves, be physical, play them out.
Let me assert
Everything.
myself.
Hey.
We talk all day.
I'm sorry.
Let's wrap this up. Let's go to the extra time.
Yes.
We'll give you extra leeway.
But we need penalties though.
Any penalties?
No. It's not even here. I mean, the boys are leading this
my
conversation, guys. So let's just
Calm
go to
down,
full
bro.
time, and then of course like.
Can we just go to extra
Come
time,
on.
ref? Come in, and there we go, VR.
So as a law prosecutor in the world of football,
Hello or low?
the second one.
Like as in low, as in shawty get low.
Shorty, go down. No, not that one.
Not that one.
As a prosecutor of the law, right? What do you think? What do you think is going to be prosecuting? I don't even know where I'm going.
Yeah,
with
no.
this. Oh
I
my god!
yeah,
I
like-
was like
The moment
waiting.
you said
I was waiting
prosecuting,
to hear.
I
We're
knew
going
the ship
with
is
the
going
kidding.
nowhere.
I've got the perfect follow-up line. You could not get yourself out of jail, you know.
Oh.
I'm flowing today. I told you.
Joanna, I wanted to ask you that, Andy. Actually, do you like when you prep your clients? Do you go say, Joanna, your lordship? Do you?
Me lord.
Please,
So
I
it's
mean,
just
I
like,
would.
I can't shine.
No. Yeah, advocate careful vibes now.
Oh, yes, sir.
We're not there. We're not there. There is prep.
I advocate for the next particular slot we're going to talk about. It's the end of an era. Unfortunately, you know where I'm going.
I love
There's
how we
been-
all agree.
That yes is story. Guys, these are two phenoms, truth be told. Almost stars that are now starting to dwindle. The comments are falling. I'm talking about Messi, I'm talking about Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Last World Cup, who's doing what? And who's actually gonna have the last laugh when it's all said and done?
Why do all good things have to come to an end?
It's life, unfortunately.
Like a legit question. Can they play for the next 20 years? I don't see my life without Cristiano. I've loved him
Messi as
for
well.
such a long
I
time.
do see my life without the both of them. Thank you very much.
I-
so
I don't.
they can just move on.
One day.
There's a new generation coming up.
Ooh, let's describe
Mbappe,
them.
Neymar, Neymar.
But did it
Yeah, I get the lava, you know.
Yeah.
I'm with
Benzema.
Andy as well.
They'll
All
never
good
get to
things
those
need to
numbers.
come in end because
Yeah.
they are now the benchmark.
Yeah.
Who knows who can take the game even further? They've inspired the next generation.
Mbappe, Neymar. I'm just saying.
No,
They're
sorry.
not
Neymar
really
had
great.
Neymar had
a chance.
his
No.
chance.
Listen, for the
Not
fact that we're
Neymar.
talking about two grades, let's not spoil it. This is a good fruit salad. Don't add avocado.
When it, boy, I like
Hey,
that.
look, avocado is very healthy
And
though.
salad
Add the greens
dressing.
there.
No,
Add the
no.
greens.
We have pineapple, we have mango, we have pawpaw, we have a yam.
Throw some
yogurt.
nice
No.
eggs
Do you
in
know what
there.
nutritions you get from avocado?
Let's not dilute this. This is not. Yeah. that other dream that you all
Okay. Back before now, you also need an advocate.
Yeah, in this situation.
I find it very interesting the way they've entered the tournament. This particular one, Ronaldo, a shroud of controversy around him. The bombs he left in Manchester, I think, are still gonna be carried. The scent of them.
They're
all the
gonna be
way to
exploding in Qatar. Like you plug them in Manchester.
In Manchester,
but
they wanna-
someone's gonna be rigging them in Qatar.
My thing
See,
is,
getting Arthur excited about
Yeah,
that.
Can't wait.
I said
We'll
that.
start talking about Russia in a minute.
Don't talk.
Let's not go
Yeah.
there, yeah?
the only Russians we sort of see here in the show are the ones you eat with chips. Those are the only Russians we know over here.
Wow. Okay.
For me, I think he's a very calculated man, very smart man. You do not reach the upper echelons of football and play that long without the upper echelons.
Yo. Pinda foot.
That's
Foot.
new.
Pinda foot.
Advocate.
You don't have the kind of pedigree. You don't have the kind of consistent.
No, you've lost
No,
it.
I've lost it.
Let's not go
But
anywhere.
we get what you say.
Hyping you up.
We get what you
But the
say.
question is, has he lost it? Ronaldo himself.
No, definitely not. I think when you look at people that are masters of deviating and
Yo,
moving,
wow.
yeah,
Masters of deviating.
yes,
That was a
because
simple word, though.
listen,
Yeah, no, but I'm just thinking like someone of Ronaldo's caliber and deviating. It almost feels like you're saying he's deviated from greatness.
no,
Although you're not
no,
saying
no,
that,
that's
although you're
what
not
I'm
saying that.
We're talking about the controversy that is now surrounding him, and he's always wanted to be the star of every show. He's always wanted to be the winner of every Strictly Come Dancing competition.
Oh,
He's
wow.
always wanted to
True
be
story.
exactly. You know, he's
Friends
always
saying
wanted to
that.
have
Fountains
the
saying
last say, and for the fact that now he's not even involved in the conversation, he's not even invited in this table.
Yeah.
You know, in the United podcast.
That must hurt.
You know.
Cristiano, you always have a seat alongside us,
Hey.
man. If you really give us that post World Cup conversation,
You
So
can come.
is
Speaking of post World Cup, I think the timing of that entire interview was off. He could have waited until
we
after.
could
the
have
World
waited after
But
that.
that wouldn't
I
be a
think there isn't-
serious.
But my question is, does it affect the national team? I don't think the national team is devastated that he came out and say, hey, look, I don't think I'm liked at Manchester United. Yes, I am one of the stars that was part of, they're the most successful English football club, but I don't think this is going to have such an impact on the World Cup.
It will. I think it will. Listen, nobody likes a rat. First.
Because of the fight between himself and
I'm
Bruno.
telling you
Because of
something.
himself
It's
and
just
Bruno.
that
Get
one day
stitches
he's gonna
and
go-
end
yeah.
up in
No,
ditches.
you're gonna be wondering if he's gonna go on some interview and talk about what happened at the World Cup. If you're part of the Portugal team, you're like, okay, this guy sits, he observes, and then he goes and rats. So it is going to have an impact. I think they're all going to be sitting thinking, okay,
What next could come out of his
what's the
mouth
next
now?
thing to come? And maybe he's trying to get himself riled up and excited.
I think that
and
is what- that's what it
angry,
is.
and he wants to put on a good performance. I just don't know if that was.
Does
the
this
best
come at the back of his fight with Bruno? And
With I think that was cooked up
Yeah,
by who?
see,
The
that's-
media, which was gonna be my answer to you. Yes, we internally, maybe the old buddies, the old kudos, mucho obrigado, it's nice there. But imagine the media storm it creates. The whole world, Ronaldo. It's not about Ronaldo. It's Portugal and Ronaldo. They don't need any distractions. I remember Jose Mourinho saying the World Cup is a perfect environment for a player like Paul Pogba. Not too many distractions. You're not doing the haircuts. You're not doing the dances. You're focused on just pure football for 6 weeks. Guess what? He's a World Cup winner.
But here's a question though: without that Piers Morgan interview, would we be discussing Ronaldo?
No,
We wouldn't.
we
We
wouldn't.
would.
Yeah.
It's a non-factor.
yes, we would. Yes, we would.
But wait. Outside the last dance, there isn't much to talk about.
True.
Outside that, it's not like he's coming into this one with
Hot
great
form.
form. Exactly.
And
So
Portugal
outside
as a
that,
team.
he doesn't have anything. So
Does he even start
Cristiano
for Portugal on current form?
But
Yes.
that's another question.
João
But
Felix.
Messi has to start for Argentina,
Yeah, he does.
whether you like it or not. Cristiano, on the other hand, it's a big question mark just around performance, whether or not
Attitude.
you include him. Attitude. Is he going to be a player coach like we've seen him? Will he be able to hold his ground and understand that it is not about him?
Will he
Who
stay?
is the secondary striker if you're not going to have Ronaldo start?
Well, that's
in
the
a
coach's job
Portuguese
to
starting
find out.
11?
Yeah.
But that's the thing with Ronaldo. You need to be very calculative in terms of how you use him.
Yeah.
Because he can't give you 90 minutes of every game. You are going to need him more in the knockout round than you will in the
Yeah,
group stages,
true,
because
true.
then you need him to go and make an impact, go and take that free kick that wins you the game and gets the goal.
But
And he
look at the
also
players
sulks.
around.
Let's be honest. If he's experiencing a dip in form,
He sulks.
then he sulks, and it brings everyone else around him down. So the coach needs to be a bit strategic about how he uses him, observe his body language and how he responds in those situations to make sure that it doesn't lead to a dip.
And you know, she mentions a good point, because guess what's gonna happen if Ronaldo is sulking? The world's cameras are gonna be on him. Ronaldo sulking. What do you think the kind of line of questioning is gonna become the post-match interview or pre-match interview to the coach?
Oh, yes.
Coach Ronaldo, we saw him. What is he doing? What's his body language telling us?
you. Yeah.
Now he has to talk about Ronaldo instead of tactics.
Yes.
How are we gonna approach the game?
And I think that's the stark contrast between the two, if you're being honest.
Who's the
Ronaldo
greatest star?
Ronaldo is all about him. Messi is more about the collective. In as much as we know he's a star, he can hold his own.
Yeah.
But it's always been about, fitting into a team and making sure that he rallies everyone else around him. Even if he is the star of the team. And that's what I think might be the difference between the two teams.
Wow.
If we're looking at how Argentina might step out versus how Portugal might step out in the World Cup.
Okay. Jeez, I'm agreeing with the ladies. That's very strange today.
That's new. That's new for
What do
him.
you mean?
That's new for him.
It makes sense.
I've seen my friend don't agree with nobody. Argue sometimes with himself, by himself. Gives me an opportunity
I forgot we're not.
to put your guys' heads on the chopping block.
Yeah, let's do that.
We've spoken about Ronaldo. We've spoken about the 5 participants from Africa and their sort of prospects in the World Cup. The final 2. Who will it be when it's all said and done? The Lusail Stadium, December 28th. December 18. Sorry, 80,000 capacity.
fans. They're enjoying what should be a great spectacle.
We hope so.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still very set on Brazil. I see them.
Obrigado, mucho.
Yeah, no. Again, Portugal. I don't see them going any further than, I don't know, maybe even quarters. Yeah, if they get to the semis, I think they should just be happy with that particular result. But honestly, I do see Brazil, and I think when we look at just what we have in terms of the African continent and what we can offer to the world, we're still miles behind. Let us not lie to ourselves.
No.
We are
That's why I was surprised. Like, you want more
Boyo is a
African teams.
big dreamer. That's us. We are big dreamers.
These are the wrong Africans to have on the show. They're not African
To be honest,
anymore.
I'll take a quarter. I'll take a quarter final.
I know. I'd be happy with
I'll be
that.
happy with
But
that.
also, anything can happen. When you get to the knockout stages, look at South Africa having such a bad tournament at AFCON. But waking up, knockout, you're there, quarter final. Like,
Lera,
where the
Lera,
guys coming from?
when last did South Africa have a
I'm
good
sorry.
tournament?
I'm sorry. But it's great.
Why are we having a South Africa conversation?
Yeah.
So yeah, why is
Sorry,
not?
guys,
You're not
sorry,
even.
sorry.
The
Let's
subscribe
not
you code is
divert.
unavailable.
Let's not
Anyway,
divert.
Andy, your 2 for the World Cup final?
I still feel it's going to be a South American affair. Like I said, I think.
Argentina, Brazil?
Yeah, Argentina, Brazil.
Ole.
Argentina have been
Why
looking
not
really,
Mexico?
really
You're just
good.
going for the drip and not the football.
No.
Germany might surprise people.
That's where I'm at.
But yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's
I'm going with Brazil and Germany final.
Germany are very quiet.
Very quiet, and
I
that's
like
a
that about them.
dangerous.
Yeah.
That's a
Silent
dangerous.
assassins.
Yep.
They go on with their business. They're like that clean center back. He does the tackles. He doesn't get a yellow card. You don't even know he's there.
Don't know
Up
he's
until-
there,
That's
but
when
he's
you know
there.
the center back has done his job.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers
She
he
was
was part of
about
the
to
game.
say like Arsenal centre backs.
No.
I know you.
No,
You're not-
you're
You were
gonna see them
going
at
there.
the World Cup party. You're gonna see
Brazil,
them.
Brazil and France. I think France are not going to give up their title so easily, especially because it's their second since '98.
I haven't been convinced.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Plus,
They'll
we're missing-
convince
We're
you.
missing some really key ingredients. We
Yeah.
won them the last World Cup.
Yeah.
Kante, and Pogba in that midfield.
Yeah.
2 best midfielders in the world.
Ah,
In that
Dembele's
first
there. Dembele's there. Who else
But
is
they can
another
just go to
midfield?
Benzema there.
Yes.
Okay. On target.
Boom.
Yeah, they got a few people that are.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been on target, on the money. You guys are money.
Ooh.
If not you,
Then who?
if not now,
Then when?
that's the United Fan Podcast. Just like that. Key magic words. Boom blast.
Shield presents the United Fans Podcast. If you didn't know, now you know. Boom plus!